Why is rarely a good question. Hi, my name is Ed Riggins, but most people just call me Riggo, and welcome back to Thoughts for Thursday. Those of us who try to practice peacemaking when we're deal making know to avoid questions that invite a yes or no response during a negotiation. The idea is to invite open-ended questions. You may have heard me mention before how much I enjoyed a seminar on a book by former FBI hostage negotiator Chris Voss. He reminds us about the reporter's questions: who, what, when, where, how, and why. But he suggests avoiding why because it can backfire. He says, regardless of what language the word why is translated into, it's accusatory, close quote. Marriage coach Leslie Dories had a line in a recent post on her blog, The Hero Husband Project. She said that when we're in a heated discussion with our spouse, you should try, quote, not to use why questions because they create defensiveness, close quote. Leslie's echoing Chris's point. Why questions create defensiveness because they're accusatory. Rabbi Harold Kushner authored a profound book called When Bad Things Happen to Good People. And isn't that the why question for the ages? Why do bad things happen to good people? His answer? Quote, that is really an unanswerable, pointless question. A better question would be, now that this has happened to me, what am I going to do about it? Close quotes. I'm currently reading another wonderful book by Frank Ostaseski, The 5 Invitations. Ostaseski is the founder of the Zen Hospice Project in San Francisco. He says, quote, we see ourselves as the center of the universe. This painfully narcissistic mindset can lead to expectations that the world owes us or an inflated belief that we're responsible for much of what is happening, close quote. He then reveals his own profound challenges, that he was born into an alcoholic family and that he was sexually abused as a teenager. About those experiences, he says with great courage, quote, we need to be responsible to the impact these conditions have on our lives. We are not responsible for their appearance, close quote. Ostaseski has echoed Kushner's point, that if we stay stuck on why did this happen to me, we stay stuck in the victim stage and don't progress to the survivor stage. Now that I've learned this, I'll try to avoid something like, why are we over budget on this project? Instead, maybe I'll ask, naturally I'm going to need to explain this to the folks upstairs, so could you walk me through the process that got us to this point? Now I'll avoid asking, why did this terrible thing happen to me? Instead, maybe I'll ask, why would it not happen to me? What makes me think I'm special? And in both situations, the goal is to ultimately land on the most relevant question of all. What are we going to do next? These writers have taught me to check my motives if I'm about to ask a why question. If the motive is to pick a fight or avoid taking responsibility, maybe I should rephrase, or better yet, redirect my efforts. Great to be with you. Hope you join me again next week.
Doors closing.